One of the most common questions I get is, where can I go to learn more? Is there any books I should be reading? How did you learn all of this? Well, the answer is self-study, but I started with free online resources. So as part of my mission to give you the tools and information you need to make your own financial decisions, I thought it would be good to look at some completely free resources. Because while a book and an online course might be more in-depth or more engaging, everyone loves free. I hope this video can become a reference point for free sources. So if you have a good one, tell me about it below in the comments and I'll link it in the description. I guess the logical thing any content creator really should do is keep these resources for themselves, make content out of it and not share them. But where's the fun in that? Let's get it. So you have discovered investing and it's like you've just been woken up. You see through the veil of complexity that people who profit from finance put in the way. What once was intimidating and scary is becoming something you think you can understand. Something you think you can control. But how do you get better? How do you evolve? How do you take an alien language you can't decode and master it? Okay, so maybe that was a bit dramatic, but I watched The Matrix the other day and I was like, I'm gonna make this relate to finance somehow. You should just be glad I didn't make an intro out of the other type of movie I've been watching all week.
Oh, hey, big boy.
Did somebody call for a plumber?
I'm joking. That's next week's intro. But what isn't a joke is, some of you watching these videos will want to take your knowledge to the next level. And there might even be some of you there that are sat on the fence thinking, I need to know more about this before I can commit myself, before I can take the plunge. So let me lend a hand and give you some completely free resources to look at that I think are well structured and will give you the perfect place to start expanding your knowledge beyond just index funds. Before we start, please remember that these resources are free. And while they're amazing, you're not just going to read them once and then be like,
I know Kung Fu.
So check these out, research any points you don't understand and then move on to things like books. I've linked some good ones in the description below, but Amazon might not be the cheapest place to get them, so make sure you shop around. And for those of you who are sat there going, I don't want extra reading, I like my financial information served up with weird cinematic intros and bad jokes from a pasty white boy sat in his loft somewhere in Manchester with a blue piece of paper behind him. Well, you're in luck. I'm going to make all of this into videos eventually, but I know that there's a lot of you there that want to expand your knowledge and I don't want to stand in the way of that. So first up, Investopedia. This website back in the day was where it all began for me. It's sad to see they have now put a lot of their content behind a paywall, but I guess everyone's got to eat. But on the Investopedia website, under education, there are loads of free resources, broken down into categories. So let's say you click on stocks. They then break this down further into different styles of investing, each containing loads of articles and reading material, including definitions, explanations of key terms, and valuation techniques. This is a great place to get your head around the different approaches to investing, what they mean, and then ultimately make more sense of the style you may wish to use. I just think they're covering a lot of the basics here in nice, easily digestible chunks. I also managed to find their Investing for Beginners 15-page PDF online, which is also linked down below. Nothing groundbreaking, but if you're looking for further reading and are struggling with the very basics, I think this is a great place to start. Investopedia is a great source of information. I always find that the information here is well structured, easy to understand, and most importantly, grounded in fact. They're not a trashy journalist pumping out weird stories about stocks. One thing that you might criticise Investopedia for though is it lacks any form of structure. It isn't really clear what you should be reading next or doing next. It's kind of all over the place. You've just got a mixed bag of articles there. Investopedia is like the Oracle, wise and insightful. But after a while, you'll be like, why am I here? And what's the crack with this spoon? Honestly, I'm going to try my hardest to make this matrix thing fit somehow. But if you like your information a bit more set out A to Z, easy to follow, then let me introduce you to Morningstar. Morningstar is an excellent website for providing a lot of the financial data and information you need to analyse a stock or fund. But what most people don't realise is they have a completely free Investing for Beginners course. All you have to do is register for a free account, navigate to the Learn tab here, and go to the Investing Classroom. As you can see, they have it broken down really clearly. As an example, we click on stocks and there are 8 parts of that course. And what I like here is it covers elements of stuff like how to research a company and what you need to look for on a financial statement. All of the stuff I know a lot of you guys really want to get to grips with. Like this section here on learning the basic ratios. Just gives you a really clear overview of things that you need to get your head around. Also, they even have a quiz to test your knowledge. I spent over £20,000 on a financial education at university and probably learnt more from this little course than I ever did from that. That's really more of a testament towards my relationship with alcohol as an 18, 19-year-old than it is towards Durham's ability to teach people how to do finance. Don't sue me, bro. But this is a great tool. I hope you like it. The last of the sources I want to discuss was one that my good friend Kieran put me onto. He is a doctor by day, investment enthusiast by night, and he's probably the smartest guy I know. www.buffettsbooks.com. Buffett's book centres around the investing philosophies of the real-world investing version of the one. Or maybe it's Morpheus. Anyway, Warren Buffett. But there's less black clothing and kung fu, more fundamentals and value. Does kung fu rhyme with value? To a brummie like me it does. Kung fu, value? Anyway, Buffett's books has a series of courses that can take you from complete beginner all the way to what they call advanced in basically the teachings and theories of Warren Buffett. You can learn about everything here. What is value investing? All the way to how to work out intrinsic value using discounted cash flow. And all of the teachings are in video, which I know a lot of us like. Look, the matrix aside, when you first discover investing, it can feel like you've awoken in a strange world. You want to figure it out, but it all feels so alien. Where do you start? But don't let what looks like an intimidating topic put you off from learning more. Yeah, sure, you could take the first option and just invest in index funds. Never learn a lot of this stuff, and according to a lot of the studies, you'd probably be more than just fine. Or you can choose the other option, expand your investing horizons and see how far the rabbit hole goes. Or if you're like me, you'll say, F it, I'll take both, let's go.